African English shares certain properties with other African languages used in different countries. These characteristics or the properties which African English shares with other African languages involve lexicon, semantics, and syntax. Syntax is the arrangement of words in a sentence or the rules that govern how words are put together to form phrases, clauses, and sentences is syntax. So we see certain distinctive characteristics in terms of syntax in African English. The most noticeable is the omission of articles. Articles in English, as we know, the three articles we have in English: an, and the. The African languages, since African languages share a comparable syntactic category, the use of English by African people shows lack of use of articles. So we see that when the Africans use English, they often omit their articles because they do not have something similar to the articles in English in their own language. And it is also observed that this omission of articles is something which is shown by people from different educational levels. So it's not that people who are less educated, they show a lack of use of articles, and people who are better educated, they use articles in their speech. We see that people at all levels do not use articles when they speak English. So we can see that this is a feature of African English, which is a result of the influence of their first languages, and it is not an educational failure. So it is not because people have not been able to learn English very well that they do not use the articles. They do not use the articles because of the influence of their first languages, which lack articles, which do not have a comparable syntactic category. Let's take a look at some of the examples where articles have been omitted by the African English speakers. The first one, perhaps the actual sentence would be something like, let a strong team be organized. But what we have here is only let strong team be organized. And then the second one, he gave me tough time. It should be, he gave me a tough time. The third example, I'm going to cinema, whereas a native English speaker would say, I'm going to the cinema. Then the second feature of African English is the generic use of nouns and pronouns. For example, he's a real or whole person instead of he's an adult. So instead of saying somebody's an adult, they would say he's a whole person. Similarly, you are a sociable somebody, where actually a native speaker would say you are a sociable person. So in place of person, an African user of English would say you are a sociable somebody. Then another feature of African English that is easily observable is the pluralization of uncountable nouns. This is a feature which is also observed in the use of English by Pakistani English speakers and also many other outer circle speakers of English. For example, all my furnitures and properties. So furniture is actually an uncountable noun, but the users of English in the outer and also expanding circle, they would often pluralize this uncountable noun. Similarly, noises of laughter and chats, both noise and chat are uncountable nouns. And then the respects they deserve. The word is respect. Respect is not pluralized either in standard English. So we see that the pluralization of uncountable nouns is a very common feature of African English. It is also perhaps because the uncountable nouns or the countable nouns in Africa are different from the countable, uncountable nouns in the standard English. So what this means is that African languages also have a category of countable and uncountable nouns. However, the nouns which are considered uncountable in standard English are not considered uncountable in African languages. So chat is not an uncountable noun in African languages. Noise is not an uncountable noun in African languages, and that is why the African users of English, the users of African English tend to pluralize these nouns. Similarly, we see a redundant insertion of pronouns in African English. We see something similar to this in informal standard English as well, or informal native English as well, which is called topicalization. For example, my daughter, she is attending. So my daughter is attending is again interrupted by the insertion of the article she. And this article, the noun she, and if you notice, this noun is in the subject position. So, my daughter, she is attending. Similarly, Robert, he is currently employed by. So, Robert is employed by, is interrupted by the insertion of the noun he. Me, I am going to sleep. Again, I am going to sleep. It begins with the pronoun me. This is informal native English. Now what happens in African English is that the resumptive pronoun, the pronoun which is repeated, it does not occur in the subject position. It occurs in non-subject positions, and that is why it looks a little different from native English. Let's take a look at these examples. In a country where you have never been there before. So there is a pronoun which is inserted in a non-subject position. Similarly, the guests whom I invited, them have arrived. Again, them, there's no use for this pronoun them, and it is redundant. It is extra. So the guests whom I invited, them have arrived. Although the guests whom I invited have arrived is complete enough. Similarly, thank you for the letter which you wrote it. Again, it is unnecessary here. We also see a difference between the African English and native English in the comparative construction. The sentences which use different degrees of adjectives. In the inner circle, we'll say, it is the youths who are more skillful than adults. So it is the youths who are more skillful than adults. Similarly, I am more hardworking than my siblings. Whereas in African English, we see it is the youths who are skillful than the adults. So more is omitted. The comparative degree of adjective is omitted. Similarly, I'm more hardworking than my siblings. In place of that, we only have I'm hardworking than my siblings. Again, the comparative degree of adjective more is omitted. So we see that there are quite a few syntactic differences between African English and native English.